Radio.
Great, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shit Radio, an unrefined podcast for the everyman. I'm your host, Bill Brasky. That's Liars.
What's up?
That's Wasted.
Hello.
And we are going to discuss the Rolling Stones canceling their 2026 tour due to Keith Richards having health concerns. You know, Keith Richards, the gentleman who, for as long as I remember, it's been called Older Than Dirt. You know, supposedly Keith Richards played at the birth of Methuselah. And now he's too sick or has some sort of illness, and he can't go on a tour with the Rolling Stones. Liars, what did you read about this? What did you hear about this?
Well, apparently you are correct about Keith Richards. It's his inability to commit to the schedule. Apparently, it has something to do with his arthritis. So he's 81 years old, and he was unable to commit to the rigors of another tour. So they've apparently completed a new album, and they were planning on touring it in 2026. But due to Keith's arthritis, they will not be following up this album with a tour. I don't know if you guys listened to their previous album, Hackney Diamonds. It was actually quite good. There was some really good bluesy Stones, classic Stones sounding songs on it. So I personally, I like the album, and I'm looking forward to the new release. I don't know if I'd go see them. I saw the Stones long time ago now. I saw them probably in the late 80s, which is crazy. And I don't know if I'd go see them again because, well, like I just said, Keith Richards is 81 years old, Mick Jagger's in his 80s, and it's Ronnie Wood. Like, Charlie Watts is dead, and you know, it's not the same band that we know. But with that said, I am looking forward to hearing the new album.
Yeah, I can't really.
But you're telling me they've already recorded another album?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a new producer that's really enthusiastic or something. So this new producer's been working with Jagger, and he did the last album, Hackney Diamonds, and supposedly they've got almost done another one. And it's down to this producer that's full of enthusiasm. I mean, that song, Angry, with Sydney Sweeney on top of a sports car, is it on Sunset Strip? I mean, that's made pretty big splash for that album. And I think Keith Richards, he says he's got benign arthritis. It sounds like he has gout.
Yeah, but hold on.
You know, he should have gout because, you know, the beer and the wine and spicy food. Don't know if he eats curry, but creates little crystals in the blood, in the joints.
He's got arthritis, man. He's 80. He's going to be 82 next week. He's got arthritis, man. He's an old man.
Gout is a type of arthritis, though. You know,
yeah, but gout comes and goes, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
That's why he said it's benign. I don't know.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Wasted. You can take medication. No. Wasted. You can take medication for gout, okay? You can take medication that prevents gout. You can take medication that will quickly cure gout.
So you reckon it's his fingers?
This is not a situation that hold on. Yeah, I understand that, sir. But he could take medication that would prevent it and change his diet so he wouldn't be getting it. However, if it's arthritis, if it's arthritic joint pain that's causing it, makes a little more sense. Now, could it be something else that we don't know? They're not publicly disclosing? That's also a possibility. I'm just in shock for two things. One, that there's another Rolling Stone album coming out so quickly, which shame on Guns N' Roses. Two, that Keith Richards is only 82 years old? Because I remember 20 years ago, everyone making jokes about how old Keith Richards was. Well, shit, 20 years ago, he was only 62. I remember people making jokes in the 90s. He was only in his 50s then.
When
Like,
yeah,
wow.
when I saw them in the late 80s, so I saw them on the Steel Wheels tour. I'm pretty sure that it was like 89. He was like, people were already making jokes about him being old in 89. That's 30 years ago, man. Like, that's 35 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah, I saw them in 2011, and they were like old guys, mechanical kind of puppets on stage.
So, you know,
Especially Jagger. He does all the moves, and it looks good on YouTube. But when you see him up close, he's like a sort of puppet on a string or something. That was 2011, though. That's still ages ago.
but when Liar saw him in 89, the guy was only about 44 years old.
Crazy. And it was labeled like their comeback tour. There was a big comeback tour, the Stones comeback. I don't know. I can quickly pull up their All Music so I can get onto their Discogs to see when their Steel Wheels did come out, but I'm pretty sure it was 89, and I don't know what came out before that.
I saw them
so-
on the Voodoo Lounge in the 90s, and they were saying they were old then. But Keith's been saying that he shouldn't be alive for 30, 40 years. That was every interview he ever did. But he in London, in Wembley, in mid 90s, 96, yeah, Black Crowes opened for them. So the Stones were like ancient then. And the big thing was they had that bass player, Daryl Jones.
So that I'm pretty sure that was 1997. Their Bridges to Babylon. I think that's when Daryl Jones came in. That's when was it Bill Wyman? Did he left
Much
right
before that?
Or
Yeah,
is he still
I
there?
don't think Bill Wyman was on the Voodoo Lounge tour. I don't think.
Yeah, but the perspective is this, folks. With all the nostalgia acts that we got going on right now in rock music, at that time in 1997, Keith Richards was only 51 years old.
Yeah.
That's younger than anybody in Metallica. That's younger than anyone in Guns N' Roses. That's younger than anyone in Pearl Jam. Anyone in Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think it's probably younger than most of the people in the Foo Fighters.
Dave Grohl's got to be pushing. Yeah, he's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
if you put, like, take me for example, I'm 51 years old. So you take me, for example, and I was listening to Nirvana in the 90s, and Dave Grohl's older than me. So it's not hard to, it's not that much of a stretch of the imagination to think he's close to 60.
yeah, and I know this is a funny name, but the guy's name is actually Pat Schmier, the rhythm guitarist for the Foo Fighters. He's been with them because he was the original fill-in guitar player for Nirvana back in the day.
Sure was.
But it kind of opens up a gap.
Dave Grohl's 56.
So, these guys are getting old, and the fact that they're...
If the Stones stop touring, there's going to be a gap for another band to keep on going. Like, it seems like Guns N' Roses could do another 30 years.
When you look at bands from that era of the Rolling Stones, I mean, Pink Floyd is not touring anymore. The Who is not well. Are the Who still touring? But who's they were.
They were as of last year, because remember Zach Starkey got fired.
That's right. You're right. Yes, correct.
But hold on a second here. Aerosmith was once called the new Rolling Stones, right?
Yeah.
How old is Steven Tyler?
My God, Steven Tyler. He's got to be.
Let's look.
He's
Yeah,
gotta be
look this up.
75.
Look it up on Wikipedia real quick.
That's what's strange is they're all about the same age.
He's 77 years old.
Because they all came out within 10 years.
So he's going to be 78. So wait a second. Keith Richards is 4 years older than Steven Tyler. So the band that's supposed to be the new Rolling Stones, which Aerosmith was proclaimed back in the 70s, the guy is only 4 years younger.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Axl is not that old. Not that young, I mean.
No, he's
No.
six,
Like he's 60
61,
something.
isn't he?
No, he's
60
64, I believe, in
62.
February. Once again, we'll go back to Wikipedia, but I believe he's 63 right now, and he's going to be 64 in February or March.
You're correct. Yeah, you're correct. February 6th, he'll be 64. He's 63 years old right now.
Yeah, listen, we're not as detail oriented as some of those other podcasts that some people you might have on this show appear on. You know what I mean? Those guys would know immediately when's Axl Rose's birthday. Us, not so much. Well, boys, Keith Richards not being able to tour, does that pretty much end the Rolling Stones? I would say, yeah. I'd say it's they'll release an album, which will be great because, it's more music. I don't know if the album's going to be great itself, but hey, the Rolling Stones releasing an album in 2026, that's a great thing for people that love music. I always hope there's more music, not less. But them not touring, that kind of ends an era.
I think Mick might tour with just like Ronnie Wood and maybe get someone like Slash in to tour.
I mean, it's possible. Just going back to what you said there, Brasky, about the Stones releasing a new album and, it might be good. If you look at their last couple of releases, I mean, we have Hackney Diamonds, which we've already talked about. We agreed that it was a pretty good album. Blue and Lonesome was released in 2016. And if you haven't heard that one is a phenomenal album. It's right up there with some of the Stones greats. And then you got A Bigger Bang, which was released before that. And, that had some highlights on it too. So there's still, even at the age of like 81, 82, however old they are, they're still putting out quality music, which is crazy to me. But I'm looking forward to it.
You know what you need to look forward to, boys?
What's that?
AI Brian Jones. Perfect hairline.
Yeah. I've got tickets to go see AC/DC next year, and I don't know what to expect, man. I really don't.
A lot of rocks and a lot of thunder.
Yeah, well, yeah. I hope Back in Black, some Hell's Bells.
Back in Black.
We'll see.
Well,
who do you think is going to last the longest?
Out of who?
Which one of these bands is still going to be going?
I
think the Stones will because the Stones outlasting everybody doesn't make sense. They're almost outlasting
Metallica.
No. I mean, I look at Hetfield now. That man looks like he's months away from a massive heart attack.
Smoking cigars backstage.
Oh
yeah.
I go Pearl Jam because Eddie Vedder's kind of got that like little like fucking Neil Young dirty hippie look to him. Like he'll be like, "Hey man, I'm 80 years old and I still sing like this."
You could be right.
Kiedis looks like a little kid still. Like he's doing some sort of tantric yoga. Like he looks, the Chili Peppers singer looks so young. It's like he's bouncing around like he's 17.
Yeah, have you seen Flea? We just put up a video that you weren't part of because you were out on your wild excursions through the Far East there, pal. But Flea, my friend, is not looking good.
No.
Oh, yeah. He's a fossil.
He's looking old, yeah. But aren't we all?
Lars, you want to take us out on that note, buddy?
Thanks for listening, everybody. Really appreciate it. Look for us on YouTube. It's our main channel. Hit like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Me and Wasted will get back to you for sure. If you're not listening on YouTube, look for us on Spotify, from wherever else you get your podcasts. And, of course, don't forget Rumble. Our numbers are always growing on Rumble. So thanks, everybody. On that note.